In this video, we're going to walk through how you can just use one access server to connect two VPCs in AWS and get a seamless communication between them. That way, you can access resources in both VPCs without needing to spin up multiple access servers. We'll take advantage of an AWS Transit Gateway to handle the connectivity. By default, AWS doesn't let VPCs talk to each other. But with the right transit gateway setup, you can bridge that gap. On the screen here, you'll see our first VPC with the subnet of 192.168.0.0/16 connected to our second VPC with subnet of 10.0.0.0/16 through the transit gateway. What we want to achieve is simple. When a remote user connects to the access server in the first VPC, they should be able to reach the Ubuntu server in the second VPC in our instance here with the IP address of 10.0.5.92. So in a second, we're going to log into our AWS dashboard and we're going to create the transit gateway. Then we're going to create transit gateway attachments. Then we're going to create route entry in the transit gateway. Then we're going to modify our routings on each VPC. We have to disable source destination check on our EC2, which is our access server, and then we're going to allow traffic in our access server, and then the final step is going to be testing our connection. There are some information we will need for this process. First of all, we need our VPC's subnets for each one of them. We also need our VPN client subnet, which I'm going to show you in a minute how to get that. And obviously, we need the IP address of our access server and Ubuntu server to test this. So I'm logged into my AWS dashboard. The first step is creating transit gateway. So I'm going to go to VPC transit gateway and create one. Let's give it a name here. Let me type that. And then the rest of the stuff, we're going to leave it as a default and we're going to click on create transit gateway. Status shows pending. This is going to take a couple of minutes. So I'm going to fast forward through this part and come back when this is done. Okay, the status is available right now, so we can see that here. Let's go and create the attachments. So click on Transit Gateway Attachments, and then we're going to create one. Again, let's give it a name here. Let me go ahead and type this. This is for my VPC1. So I'm just going to tag it that way. And then for Transit Gateway ID, let's choose the Transit Gateway we just created. Attachment type is VPC. And here I'm going to choose my first VPC and then click on Create Transit Gateway Attachments. I'll do the same for the second VPC as well. So click on Create Transit Gateway. Let me give it a name here. Again, this is for my VPC number 2. So I'm just going to tag it that way, VPC2. Transit Gateway, I'm choosing the same gateway, and then VPC type, attachment type is VPC, and then I'm choosing my second VPC for the VPC ID. Click on Create Transit Gateway. This will take a couple of minutes again, so we're going to fast forward through this part. Both attachments are available right now. Next step is creating a route entry in the Transit Gateway. So let's click on the route table, Transit Gateway route table. Let's choose the routes. Here we're going to create a static route. For the CIDR, this is where we need to get our client subnet for our VPN client. So let me log into my access server admin user interface, sign in. And here we go to VPN server, then click on subnets. You can see we have 3 options here, so make sure you choose the right subnet. In my environment, I'm using the default group address pool, so I'm going to copy this and head back to my AWS portal and paste it in CIDR here. So let me paste it. And then for the attachment, I need to choose my VPC1. This is where my access server is. So let me choose that and click on Create a Static Route. So let's double check. Let's select that and go to routes, and we can see our static route is here. Now the next step, I need to verify my routing or configure my routing for each VPC. So let's navigate to VPC, to route tables, and then I'm going to choose the routing table for my first VPC. and this is the one. Then click on routes, and I'm going to click on edit routes. So adding a route, click on add route, and first thing, I'm going to add my subnet, the subnet for my second VPC. And the target will be the transit gateway. So let's select transit gateway and choose it here. There is one more route we need to add. So this one is going to be our client subnet for the VPN client. But we're going to choose instance for the target, and we're going to target our access server. So choosing the instance and the access server save changes. Now I need to do, I need to go to my route table for my VPC2 and click on edit routes again. We're going to add a route here, just one, and that's going to be our client subnet. And this time, the target for the VPC2 is going to be a transit gateway. So choose the transit gateway and save changes. The next step is disabling source destination check. This is basically prevents AWS from dropping traffic to or from VPN subnets that are not part of your defined infrastructure. So we need to access our EC2s and then select our access server. And here we go. Then we're going to click on actions and go to networking and change source destination check. Make sure the checkbox next to stop is selected. Click on save. The last step before testing our configuration is allowing traffic in access server. So let's go back to our admin web UI. On our access server, click on access controls, global access rules, and I'm going to change here to route and add the subnet of my second VPC here, /16. Save, and then choose restart the access server. Okay, we're done. Now we can go ahead and test our configuration. Going to user, we can see I have a user here, Tom. We're going to connect as Tom. So I'm going to bring up the connect app for Tom. Let's go ahead and connect. And here we go, we're connected. I have a command prompt going on. First, I'm going to ping my access server to make sure I'm connected to my access server. Here we go. I'm getting replies, so we're good. Now let's ping our Ubuntu server in my second VPC. And if everything is configured correctly, I should get a reply back here. And here we go. So we are connected to our second VPC. Obviously, if I disconnect, I won't be able to reach any of my resources. And you can see request timed out. For more information, head out to our website, openvpn.net. On the resources tab, we have documentations and tutorials.